of these people in my life acting berserk. I'm feeling all pissed off and hurt. I need to know if I am the jerk. Oh, am I the jerk? Oh.
Okay, somebody want to know if they're a jerk here because they say they were planning a weekend trip to Disney for their son's birthday, and they thought it'd be a good idea to invite their siblings and their mom because they've moved out of South Florida, and so them coming back to the state was going to be a little bit more of a big deal. And they said, hey, why don't we just kind of make it a mini family reunion since we're all not together anymore? And they said, I reached out to everybody, and they're all on board with the idea. But a few days after that, my mom comes back to me and says, hey, could I invite my friends to also come and hang out with us for the weekend? So I wasn't really feeling that. So I got a hold of my siblings, and we're on the same page that, no, we just want to keep it family. And I told my mom, I said, you know what, if you don't mind, like, let's just keep it family. I don't want to bring your friends, and then you guys are doing your own thing, and, you know, I'd like to do family or nothing. And she said she understood, but since that conversation, she got distant on me. So after her not responding to some texts and maybe as much as she would before, I figured she was giving me some attitude. So I just canceled the family trip. And I said, you know, I'm just going to take my wife and son to the park instead, and I'll just come to West Palm Beach to see the family later. Well, my siblings suggested that we just stick to the original plan and just leave mom out of it. So that's exactly what we did. Well, let me tell you, my mom was not too happy when she found out that all of her kids went to Disney without her. And before I left West Palm, I sent a text to my mom to see if she wanted to have breakfast and hang out and chat at least a little bit. The call went right to voicemail, and then I get a message from her saying, quote, at work. She then never called me back. And the next day, I left without even speaking to her. One of my siblings told me that mom was very salty with me and disappointed. I felt a little bit bad about it, but was I really a jerk for how I handled everything? Now, for me, look, I think some people do this, and I've been in situations where somebody doesn't get a response as fast as they want, or they haven't heard something back, and they're drawing all these conclusions. They're mad at me. They're totally mad. They're being I'm like, how do you know that they're just not caught up in life? They're not busy. Maybe they missed the text. Maybe they had other ones coming in.
Not everybody gets a text message and immediately texts that person back. When did that become the rule? Sometimes I'm in the middle of doing something, and then I go check my phone. It could be 40 minutes from now. It could be an hour. But this whole, you got to text back right away. When did that start happening? That ain't cool.
I get the thing, though. I mean, if you're doing a family trip to Disney for your son's birthday and you want to invite family, and then your mom wants to invite a few of her friends, like, now it changes the whole dynamic of what I thought this was going to be.
And you can I don't argue with that. I think that is right. But what happened was they then changed it. They let mom know that, hey, it's only going to be family. And then that's when he started perceiving that mom was giving him the cold shoulder and being all salty about it because her response time wasn't what it used to be. And so he said, you know what, we're just going to go without mom and not invite her. That's where it goes to a different level. That changes the game. Yeah, the initial, fine with that. I understand that. I would just be like, hey, mom. But they do what I've seen done before. And sometimes I got to talk my wife down from this. She'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm like, just, you don't know what's going on. You have drawn this narrative up in your head of how they've responded, and it's all negative, by the way. And they're talking about you, and all these things are happening. I'm like, just slow your roll. You don't know any of that. Yeah, they may have, but you don't know it. And in your mind, you've drawn up the worst case scenario, and you didn't invite your mom because of it. I don't think that was the right move. And once you got her there, she might have gotten on board, and everything would have been forgiven, and you had had a great memory. Instead, you took that bold move of then cutting her out of the picture, and you took the rest of her kids and you cut her out of a great life experience.
There's a list of questions you can ask yourself when you are that kind of person who always kind of goes to the worst case scenario. I know a lot of people like that. Oh my gosh, they didn't call, or this happened, so clearly they're mad or whatever. Get up and go do something different. Make a mood interrupter. If you're just sitting there stewing and overthinking about something, having a busy mind breaks that cycle. Because you're right. You never know what someone's going through. Maybe Virginia's quiet one day and you're like, oh, what did I do to Virginia? Well, maybe Virginia's having a bad day with Magnolia or Panda or everybody she knows in her life.
Sure.
You can't read people's minds sometimes. And not everyone's got verbal diarrhea and says everything that's on their mind either.
So I think that they should have gone on ahead and invited mom because
Yes.
you were perceiving negativity. Now, Sandy says, you are wrong, Kevin. I am going to disagree with you because I feel like I'm right. I think that you still should have invited your mom because look at what you've had now. You had a chance to hang with your mom. Let me tell you, as life goes on, I don't have a mom to have these moments with. And these are the times where you say, you know what, let me try to go beyond what might have been petty. And even if mom was being petty, forgive the pettiness to get her there to create that life memory that's going to mean a lot to her.
And you can say to her, look, Mom, this is a family only. We want you to come on the trip. Let's go to Disney, but you're not bringing a bunch of friends. That's it.
See, for me, I look at it differently. My dad's in his 70s, and if I had a chance for my dad to go on a trip and all he wanted to do was bring a buddy or two, having him bring a buddy or two would not at all shake or rock me. I'd go, all right, maybe he wants to break off with his boys for a couple minutes. He's in his 70s. I want him to have a good time. I get to spend time with him. If his buddies say they're going to pay.
So you would have even been like, hey, bring all your friends.
It wouldn't bother a person like me. Now, I understand other people, it wouldn't jive, but my dad is in his 70s. I want to spend every ounce of time I can with him. And if it's a couple of his buddies that he likes and I know he's going to enjoy his time, I don't give a crap if they come, especially if they're paying their own bill, which would be part of the deal. Go, I can't pay for your friends, but they're more than welcome to get their own room. You guys can go get wild. It's not a big deal for someone like me, but I get why. I mean, if your mother-in-law has friends or your mother has friends that you can't stand and that are annoying to be around, I get that. That's a factor. You gotta, but if people are cool, I wouldn't care if my dad's friends or my mom's friends were around.
It doesn't sound like they knew the friends.
Yeah, and I think
they weren't named, they weren't identified, so maybe it was just like a few friends that we've never met before. They were like, wait, what?
So to me, I think you've got three different options on this. Do you let mom bring her friends? Just be like, that's fine. Bring whoever you want. That's fine. We'll do the thing like Jaybird was saying. Do you invite mom with no friends or do you not invite mom at all, which is what they did? What would you do, Virginia?
I'd say mom come with no friends.
Okay.
That would be how I would try to make it play out.
Okay.
I'd say dad come with friends, but as soon as you guys make it weird, we're cutting you off. We're leaving you alone. You guys are on your own, but you're more than welcome to come and I love you.
Yeah, I think I like best inviting mom and letting her know, be like, hey, we want you all to ourselves. You know, you got plenty of time to hang out with your friends and all that. Let's make some memories with just the fam. So.
You and your friends can do a side trip, but this is us. This is your grandson's birthday, and this is your children getting together to celebrate that. Once you start putting randos in the equation, we don't know these people.
It's also, every family's different, too. Some family don't like no outsiders whatsoever. Some people they'll roll with the punches and not care whatsoever.
So here's how we got the breakdown. 48% of people would invite mom with no friends. 35% of people are cool. Say, mom, you come, you bring whomever you want to bring. 35% would go on that. Only 18% did what our emailer did, and that was don't invite mom at all. And so that kind of tells me that of the three options, that maybe you chose the least popular one.
Look, take it from me, the older your parents or older your friends get, some of this petty stuff isn't worth it. Just sometimes let someone have a win, even though it's not that big of a win, because what's the point of fighting when life is so short?
Right. So I would tell you, as somebody who lost their mom years ago, do what you can to patch up that relationship with your mom and fast.
And bring her on the trip.
Yeah. Well, trip's over, but
do a new trip.
I got no money.
I'm not sure mom's going to make it next year.
Invite her over for a stay at your place.
He's now left. I mean, he missed a huge opportunity to make a memory with his mom. And that's why I'd say don't make that mistake again would be my thought.